You're at the security queue. The fluorescent lights hum, the X-ray belt is warm, and the tray full of shoes and a laptop slides through with that metallic clunk. You feel the small paper bag of pills in your hand and hear the scanner beep before you reach the officer. Your stomach tightens because you don't know whether they'll ask you to toss that small bottle or open it up. That nervous rush is the exact moment this advice was written for.
If your flight happens to be canceled or delayed, Compensair will help you get compensation for the inconvenience and get your money back without wasting time on red tape. Get a refund for your canceled flight right.
Start at home. Gather every prescription bottle, pharmacy label, and any printed medication list you have. Put meds for the trip into your carry-on, not your checked bag. For pills, keep at least the current prescription bottle with the label showing your name and the pharmacy information. For liquid medicines, cough syrup, liquid antibiotics, nebulizer solution, or insulin in vials/pens, keep the original container and bring a note from your prescriber if you can. Make a simple one-page med list with generic and brand names, dosages, and the condition each treats. Take a photo of that list and email it to yourself so it's accessible if phones die. If you use injectable medications, insulin, epinephrine, injectable biologics, bring a doctor's note that says you need injectable medication. And any equipment, pens, syringes, sharps container. Many countries do not require a special form, but some airlines and foreign pharmacies will want documentation if you need a refill abroad. Pack extra needles and a single small rigid sharps box in your carry-on, or check airline rules for disposal if you must fly with used sharps. Put insulin and other temperature-sensitive meds in a small insulated bag with gel packs that are frozen. Do not pack temperature-sensitive meds in checked luggage. Checked baggage holds can get very hot or freeze depending on the flight and baggage handling. Before you leave home, call your airline's customer service and say, "I have prescription medicines I'll carry on. Is there any form or limit I need to know?" Note what the agent says and keep that phone call time and reference number. If you're traveling internationally, check the destination country's rules for bringing controlled substances. Some common medicines are illegal in other countries and can cause arrest. Look up the country's embassy or health ministry site, or use a travel health resource. At the security line, declare any medication that is over the 3.4-ounce 100 milliliters liquids limit to the TSA officer. In the US, medically necessary liquids in excess of 3.4 ounces are allowed in carry-on but must be declared and will be subject to additional screening. Say clearly, "I have medically necessary liquids," and place them separately in a tray for inspection if asked. Ask for a private or hand inspection if you prefer. If an X-ray could damage a manufacturer's device, for example, some electronic medical pumps, request a hand inspection instead. Keep medications in an easy-to-open pocket of your carry-on so you can present them without rummaging. Here's the real reason for these rules. Airports and security balance safety screening speed against legitimate medical needs. Think of it like a restaurant line. Everyone gets a plate screened by the chef, but plates marked allergy need a quick conversation with the cook to avoid disaster. The screening process must check for security risks, but they're also set up to let needed medicines through when you identify them correctly. Declaring and keeping meds visible is the tell the cook moment that prevents a refused dish. Many airlines and international rules use slightly different language and limits, so document and confirm ahead. Many useful links can be found in the description. Costs and concrete risks. If you lose or check your meds and your bag is delayed or lost, replacing common generic pills in the US might cost $10, $50 for a short refill, but brand name medications and specialty biologics or insulin can cost hundreds to thousands of dollars. Expect $100, $500 plus for a single insulin refill without insurance. Abroad, the cost can be even higher or impossible without a local prescription. Beyond money, the real risk is health. Running out of an essential medicine can lead to emergency care, hospitalization, or in extreme cases, life-threatening events. The missed flight risk from medication issues is mostly from delays at security. Declaring meds and being prepared with paperwork usually adds only 2.10 minutes, but if you're cutting it close to a departure time, that could be the difference between boarding and watching the gate close.
The practical, lowest-cost solution. Keep all your essential medication in your carry-on, in the original containers when possible. Bring a one-page med list and a doctor's note for injectables. Freeze gel packs for insulin in a small insulated bag. Separate all liquids into a clearly labeled small bag and tell the TSA officer you have medically necessary liquids when you reach the front of the line. If you use a pill organizer for daytime convenience, keep the organizer for travel use, but keep at least one original bottle in your carry-on so the label is available. For international trips, get an extra 30-day supply and a copy of your prescription. Or talk to your prescriber about a letter that explains the medication's medical necessity in technical terms for customs if needed. A couple of specific tips for common items. Insulin. Carry your insulin in carry-on with a doctor note. Pens and vials are allowed. Bring extra pen needles and a sharps container. Freeze or use gel packs, but keep the packs inside the insulated bag. If the gel packs melt, they still cool for a time, but indicate you planned for transport. Ask the gate agent about a place to keep medication cool if you have a long layover. Airlines rarely provide refrigeration unless you request and get approval well ahead. Syringes/needles. Pack unused syringes in original packaging if possible. Bring a sharps container for used needles. Declare syringes at security if requested. Liquid medications. Separates them from your 311 liquids bag and declare them. Expect extra screening, which could include swabbing. Medical devices, CPAP, pumps. Keep manuals and a doctor note. Expect handheld screening or inspection rather than X-ray if you request it. Now the hidden fee or misleading claim most travelers fall for. Airlines and some airport services will try to sell you a paid medical handling service or refrigeration for medication. In many cases, that fee is unnecessary because the airline allows medical items in carry-on free of charge, and you can carry an insulated bag yourself. If an agent suggests you must check meds and pay for special handling, call the airline's medical desk or customer service line on the spot and ask for the policy reference. Do not hand over medication to a paid courier or accept a paid locker service without documentation. Similarly, some booking sites push travel insurance that claims to cover lost luggage, and they imply that will replace prescription drugs. Read the policy. Most policies reimburse only a small amount and often exclude pre-existing prescription medications or require receipts. How to refuse upsells or unnecessary fees. Calmly state you are carrying medically necessary items in your carry-on and request the airline or TSA policy reference. If an agent insists a fee is required, ask to speak to a supervisor and note their name. Use your phone to record the policy page if needed. If it's about checked bag charges, point out that medical items can usually travel as a carry-on or personal item. If they claim you can't bring a cooler or extra bag, ask for the written airline policy or the medical assistance desk. Most of the time, the fee is a convenience upsell.
not a requirement.
A simple packing checklist to print and use. All prescription bottles with pharmacy labels, 1 course per bottle. 1-page med list with conditions, doses, and times. Doctor's note for injectables or controlled meds, dated within 6-12 months. Photocopies of prescriptions and emailed backups. Small insulated bag and frozen gel packs for insulin. Sharps container and extra needles in original packaging. Pill organizer for daily use, plus at least 1 original bottle. Carry-on with an easy-access pocket and a clear, small bag for liquids. If you do get held at security, be polite and direct. Show the labels, the doctor note, and the med list. Ask for a private screening if you prefer. If anything is confiscated and you believe it shouldn't be, ask for written documentation or a supervisor's name before leaving the checkpoint. A final practical point. If you're flying internationally, bring enough medication for your whole trip, plus 3 extra days in case of delays, and understand local laws for controlled substances. If your medication is a controlled drug at your destination, check embassy guidance and carry a translated doctor letter. If this feels like a lot, remember the rule of thumb. Carry critical meds in your carry-on, keep labels and a note, declare liquids at security, and don't accept paid medical handling without policy proof. That approach minimizes cost and health risk and prevents most gate or security headaches. If you want a quick, printable checklist and links to TSA guidance, airline medical desk numbers, and a sample doctor letter template, check the description. Many useful links can be found in the description. If this helped, hit subscribe and like. I post practical airport and travel tips for nervous flyers and people who only fly a few times a year. Safe travels.